Apple's iPhone 16 Pro is probably the best iPhone Apple has ever made. In terms of the design, the display, and the performance, this iPhone beats all the iPhones in the iPhone industry. Like today, the iPhone 17 Pro is the latest iPhone, but if you compare the design with this phone, you will see that iPhone 17 Pro is nowhere near to this design. In terms of durability, in terms of good looking, the iPhone 16 Pro stands really high. Today in this video, we are going to talk about why I think that even in 2026, the iPhone 16 Pro is probably the best iPhone you can buy. Whenever we hold a phone, we definitely feel the build quality first, and secondly, we look at the design. And in both terms, this phone will not disappoint you because the build quality is top notch in this phone with the titanium frame and glass back. And also, if you look at the design, this phone can never disappoint you because it looks really good in my opinion. At least it looks far better than the iPhone 17 Pro series. On the back side, we see triple camera setup on the iPhone 16 Pro where we see a LED flashlight and definitely a LiDAR scanner along with it. And on the bottom side of the device, you will see there is a speaker section and definitely USB-C port for charging or data transfer. On the right, there is a power button, and just below it, you will find a camera control button, which is definitely the most unnecessary thing of an iPhone. On the left side, you will see that there is a action button along with the volume rocker, and there is a SIM tray in this phone because we have the Singapore variant. I have already mentioned the durability and the build quality is so good in this phone that we have dropped the phone so many times and we haven't really noticed a single scratch on this device yet. Now let's talk about the display of this phone. The iPhone 16 Pro has a LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED 120Hz HDR10 supported Dolby Vision display which supports up to 2000 nits brightness. The size of the screen is 6.3 inches and the screen to body ratio is close to 90.1%. The resolution of this screen is 1206 into 2622 pixels and the PPI density is close to 460. On the screen, for the protection, Apple has used ceramic shield glass, which is definitely 2024 generation ceramic shield glass, and it's very durable and scratch resistant, but it will definitely start to scratch on level 6 and 7. We literally have no complaint with this screen of the iPhone 16 Pro. Rather, we appreciated the size increasing from the iPhone 15 Pro because in today's standard 6.1 inch seems really small in the hand, where the 6.3 inch feels a little bit better to me. Also, if you look at the colors on the screen, you will see that colors are really good, popping up really well where there are always natural colors presented and the color looks really punchy. And if you look at the UI, with the UI, this display has matched really well. We definitely enjoyed watching contents in this phone. We used social media platforms and we have seen that in every single applications, the display is performing really good. And it has to be very good because whoever is buying this device is definitely buying because of the performance. And with the display, we actually get the gist of the performance of a phone. Talking about the performance, this phone has Apple A18 Pro 3nm Bionic chipset. Out of the box, you will get iOS 18 with this device, but right now you can use the iOS 26.5 stable version with it, and definitely you will also be able to use the public beta of the iOS 27, which we have already installed in this device. We are really surprised to see even with the public beta of the iOS 27, this phone has run really well. Like generally, we don't expect a public beta to perform like a stable version of the iOS, but here the main interesting thing has appeared that we have seen with the public beta, this phone is running super well. Like every time we are opening and closing an application, you will see there is no bugs at all. And if you notice that in the background, there are more than 20 applications, and in those applications, if we go back to the last applications that we have opened, it's just continuing from the place where we left it off. And it's not just stock applications. All the third-party applications are running pretty well with this public beta version. And just by showing this, I can tell you that how good this phone performs with the stable version of the iOS 26.5. Sometimes I have seen that people has complained about the heating issue of the iPhone 16 Pro, but generally I think that all the iPhones out there are actually getting a bit hot while using it. This phone comes with 8GB RAM, and I think 8GB RAM is quite enough for the iPhone 16 Pro. And while using it, we don't really see that the RAM is busy with something else. All the time there are some spaces in the RAM that we can use while using the phone. The best thing is that we sometimes edit videos with this particular phone, and that felt really good because the rendering was really fast. We tried editing with CapCut and we have seen the 4K 60 FPS footages are working perfectly in this one. Along with the performance, the camera of this device is just stunning, because in this device the triple camera setup that we see are like capable of shooting cinema-centric videos and also very good photographs as well. This phone has a 48 megapixel main camera sensor, and it can capture in 24mm focal length, 28mm focal length and 35mm focal length at the same time. There is this option in the camera settings where you can change the focal length up to you. The ultra wide camera sensor of this phone got upgraded from the iPhone 15 Pro series, because last time it was 12 megapixel, but with the iPhone 16 Pro series we can see a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera sensor, which is really appreciating. The ultra wide camera sensor now captures more details in the picture, good colors, and definitely the dynamic range is as good as it was before. But right now the photo details has increased, so the photo looks really good. And even in the video section, the ultra wide camera sensor works pretty well. There is also a 12 megapixel camera sensor, which is a periscope telephoto camera sensor. With that you can shoot 120mm focal length. I have complaints with this camera sensor because I think that this 5x telephoto camera sensor is not good. Like if we compare to other devices, we can compare it to Samsung, we can compare it to Vivo, Oppo, and even Xiaomi. You will definitely see that telephoto camera sensor works better with those phones, and especially with Vivo. The photo processing is so good on that phone. Whenever we are taking pictures with the 5x of this phone, we have seen that the photos are coming out a bit noisy, where the details are not that sharp. And even I have complaints with colors, because most of the time I see those colors are faded. So definitely that's not what we want with an iPhone 16 Pro. But in general, the main camera sensor and the ultra wide camera sensor is really good in this phone. Especially if you are someone who is shooting a lot of videos, then I think this phone can help you really good. And if we talk about the front camera, this is where the iPhone 16 Pro is falling behind from the 17 series, because the 17 series has a better front camera, But this front camera is also not bad. I think it will serve very good for a lot of people. Though it is a 12 megapixel front camera sensor, which can capture really good selfies, and you can also capture wide selfies with that. And while FaceTiming and any other video conference, it will serve really good. So we have talked about so many things about this device. We have talked about the design, build quality, display, performance, camera. So I think the final thing we need to talk about is definitely the battery. Even in today's market, I have seen that in iPhone 16 Pro you can find battery health like 90 to 95, but in this phone, what we have in our hand, it has only 86% battery health. And even with this low battery health, we have seen this phone performs really good. Though we are using the iOS 27 public beta, but even with the public beta, we have got a better battery life. Like from a single charge, we have been able to use this phone from 5 to 6 hours. And I think for a phone like this, having on-screen time close to 5-6 hours is really a lot. So definitely with the battery life, I didn't have any complaint, but I have noticed that while using the cameras, the charge drains quickly. So if you're someone who is using the camera and making videos a lot, then I think that the charge may not stay as much as you expect. And also this phone has wireless MagSafe G2 charging protocol, so definitely you can charge it wirelessly as well. This phone also supports reverse wireless charging, which is 4.5 watt. So we have talked about almost everything, but there are some things that we still haven't talked about yet. The Face ID of this phone is really fast. Like whenever you are just opening it, you will never notice that there is a certain examination going behind this Face ID section. It just works every time you look at the screen and try to open it. But what I do really like with this phone is definitely the compact size it has and the large 6.3-inch display that is implemented in this phone. And also the camera setup on the back are also a very good thing to consider before buying this iPhone 16 Pro. But definitely you need to think about the telephoto camera sensor, because it doesn't allow you to take good portrait pictures. I have noticed that. So now the question is up to you, that whether you want to buy the iPhone 16 Pro or not in this budget. Because if I were you, I would have definitely go for the iPhone 16 Pro over the iPhone 17 Pro. So thank you very much for watching. Let us know what do you think in the comments.